Thank you for joining me today. I'm curious if you can kind of settle this for me, but what is it about boxing that's become so appealing to social media stars, and why boxing of all things?
So I can't answer for the other social media stars, but I've been doing boxing for a long time. I've been doing it before the craze. I did it originally a few months just before the KSI Joe Weller fight, and I asked originally both of them for a spar, and Olatunji was the one that accepted it, and that's how he found out about Vidal and the coaches and the trainers. So I've always loved boxing. I knew it's something that you need to learn because you need to be able to defend yourself. I was a FIFA gamer originally, quite overweight, and it was a scenario where I had to defend myself. And I realized it's peak. I'm fat. Yeah, I said it's peak. I can't defend myself. So that's how I started to learn this. So that's my story. And now, other influencers, I boxed when there was no money. I had 2 fights, didn't fight for a check. Other influencers now, they understand, they think it's a cool experience, don't understand the trenches and the hard work. A lot of people said that they were fighting for money. Cool, I got a nickname 7-figure gibber, but I've got a true passion for this. I got an intent to win. So that's my story. That's what I'm saying for myself.
I mean, it's such a phenomenon that it's really taken off, and I know you were one of the first ones to really get into it. Obviously, with the Paul brothers. Looking at them and kind of where they've taken it, do you see a legitimate interest from them, or were they trying to get onto something that they saw as marketable that could open up the doors to fame and money?
I see an interest with Jake Paul. Jake Paul's definitely got an interest. And Logan Paul, I don't think so. Jake Paul, I think there's a true passion and love for it. Logan Paul, maybe not so much. I think he's trying to learn and earn that passion. I don't think there was a legitimate passion from the get-go.
I know that when you have one professional bout underneath your belt, which was against Jake Paul. Looking back at that, what were some of the things you learned from that experience and going back and kind of rewatching it?
So in all my fight camps, there's been a lot of experience gained. For example, like I said, my first ever fight was mainly just to lose weight. It was to lose weight because the guy that I was fighting was considerably smaller than me, so I had to lose a lot of weight. I hit the weight target. Next fight, cool. We want to learn more about boxing, sparring, new people, different amateurs, people around my same skill level, learning more about the nutrition. And then with my pro fight, I got sent into the deep end. The deep end, I went to Vegas, training at Bones Adams. I was sparring with top professionals, learning what a real punch is. I remember I caught one body shot. It felt like a stab. Learning recovery, learning more about nutrition. So there were a lot of things that I learned in that camp about a professional camp, what a real fighter goes with, the mindset of a fighter. So even though the outcome wasn't what I wanted, I learned a lot. So this is my 4th fight now, an exhibition fight. I've had 2 white collars, 1 professional. Now I'm going for an exhibition. I lost in Miami. I've come for my redemption in Miami.
As far as Tayler Holder goes, I know that there's been some of this back and forth about rules and round length and gloves. What's the ultimate rule set? How many rounds, how long, and what type of gloves are you guys using?
So the reason why there was those complications was in the contract, it says if 2 parties agree, you can choose the rounds and the gloves. And I was advocating for the thinner, the longer rounds. And it was just something that he wasn't agreeing with. Even though like we had to wait for the commission to get involved, but if both of us agreed, we could do it. And it was just not something they was comfortable to agree with. So as all of the people in America saying he's the most experienced, he was the most experienced, I'll let them run with that narrative. But I can see that he doesn't want to do that. So I believe he's out of his depth for this one. So I let them go with that. He's got the most experience, but truly I've got the most experience. This is my 4th fight.
As far as how many rounds are you guys going for this one? How many is it?
5 2-minute rounds.
5 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the video, obviously, you guys know the social media world. It's about what goes out on video. I know he's had some clips go out there of his sparring and things of that nature. What do you think of him as a fighter?
He's probably one of the better ones on the card. He seems like a tall guy, but at the end of the day, I'm coming in to destroy him. No, to take him out of his element. to use my experience against his. This is his first one. He's finding troubles and anxieties building. I've been through this. I understand what it's like to be in the final 9 days of camp.
As far as your preparation, I mean, you've talked about throwing out the name Bones Adams and some of the sparring experiences in the past. What have you been doing this time around to get ready for this fight?
This time around, straight after lockdown, even when there was no fight on the horizon, straight into training, straight after the loss. I was roaming gyms all across the UK, trying to find different coaches, different styles of fighting. It went in with proper good amateurs, UK amateurs, good UK pros. So I dug deep to try and find what style that I like. Just learning a lot. There's some styles that I actually quite fancied, but I know they take a lot more time to learn. So maybe after this fight, I'll learn more about that. But the camp has been good. Camp has been a 12-week camp. I got a good team together, a different team from the last fight. We got Abdul Yassin, and we've got a different physio on board. We got the same SNC coach as my last camp. But everything is tight. Everything is neat. I understand. I've used my experience from other camps on stuff that I missed, stuff that I struggled with. And I've got everything on point. I know what to do on each passage. I'm still learning, of course. Mm-hmm. But this camp is neater. It's a neat camp. All the things of the checklist ticked.
You talked about that redemption factor in this whole thing. Is the goal that this is just another experience, or do you want to get to the point where you can maybe take part in another professional bout once again?
Of course. That's always the goal. I just want as many fights as possible. That's what I want. I want to come in and destroy all these YouTubers. That is the goal. That is the aim, to come in and fight. More pro fights, more exhibition fights. I just want to get more fights, become a better fighter, and destroy every opponent in my way.
This and we've talked about this again. The social media meets boxing. It's 2 weekends in a row now that we're going to have some element of that, obviously, with Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. What are your thoughts on that matchup, and how do you view that matchup? Is it like success that he landed it, or is it that that you're not taking it seriously?
Well, who's not taking it seriously?
Oh, I mean, the world. I mean, do you think that people are going to really look at it as like a serious boxing bout, or is that kind of like a money grab to you when you look at it?
You know what? As like a YouTuber, like I'm saying, go on, like I want him to win, yeah. But the fact is, he's gonna get slapped about. He doesn't stand a chance, yeah. So Logan should not. This is my message in most interviews. Logan should not go in there and box a master like Floyd Mayweather. He just has to go in, bully him, and garner the team weird punches that don't make sense. That's what he has to do. Because he just has to hope for the lottery punch. But he's going to get bullied and beaten up badly.
So looking at, obviously, this event, your event that you have coming up, is this something that you feel is going to kind of be a flash in the pan, or do you see this as something that's really going to expand the footprint of boxing that's going to continue?
They try to stop us, but we have put our foot in the door. Yeah. As long as you take it serious and you're training hard and you'll be able to promote a fight, why not? Let it happen. So I think we put our foot in through the door and we're letting people know that it's serious.
Well, I know from a boxing writer's perspective, I was skeptical at first, but my take is if you guys are willing to go through the training and you're willing to go in the ring, then have at it. And if people are watching and they're digging boxing, more power to you guys. So best of luck to you, and cheers to you for putting in the work. And I hope that you get your victory.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.